Anika was a young girl, only 13, living in a small, quiet village. Life in the village was simple, but Anika dreamed of more. She dreamed of a big city, hearing stories of a better life. One day, Anika got a chance to live with her wealthy aunt in the city. She packed her few belongings, said goodbye to her village friends, and felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The journey to the city was long, and everything was new and fascinating to her. When Anika arrived, the city amazed her with its tall buildings and fast-moving cars. Her aunt's house was very large, much bigger than any house in her village. Anika thought her dreams were coming true and believed a wonderful new chapter was beginning. Her aunt greeted her at the door, and the house looked grand from the inside too. Anika saw fine furniture and shiny floors, imagining a comfortable room for herself. She thought about going to a good school and hoped to make new friends. The city seemed to hold so much promise, and Anika was ready to embrace her new life. She carried her dreams carefully in her heart. The city was big and noisy, but Anika felt a thrill thinking about all the possibilities. She believed a wonderful new chapter was beginning. Anika's excitement soon began to fade, as the big city was not all bright lights. Her aunt was not as warm as she had hoped. Anika quickly learned her place. She was there to work. Her dreams of a better life started to feel distant. Her cousins, Ada and Chinedu, did not treat her like family. They called her village girl and gave her their old clothes. Anika felt very lonely, missing her village. The city was big, but she felt small. Anika's days became filled with chores. She cooked meals for the family, served them, and then ate alone. Her hands became rough from work, and her body ached every night. She rarely heard a kind word, and her spirit felt heavy with sadness. The promise of school also disappeared, as her aunt said there was no money for her fees. Anika watched them leave each morning, her heart aching with longing to learn. But her dreams were locked away, and she felt trapped in a cycle of work and disappointment. The city was big, but she felt small. Anika's days became filled with chores, waking up before everyone else to clean the big house and wash piles of clothes by hand. She cooked meals for the family, served them, and then ate alone. One Saturday was especially hard for Anika, as the family was hosting a big party. Anika had to do everything, waking up at dawn to scrub the floors until they shone, and helping prepare many dishes in the kitchen. The smell of food filled the air, but she was not allowed to taste any of it. Her stomach rumbled with hunger, but she kept working without complaint. The guests started to arrive in the afternoon, and Anika had to serve them drinks and snacks. She moved quickly from one person to another, her feet hurting and her back aching. Her cousins Ada and Chinedu were dressed in fine clothes, laughing and playing with their friends. They ignored Anika completely, or worse, ordered her around loudly. Later that evening, a glass plate slipped and shattered into many pieces. Anika's aunt rushed over, her face red with anger, and shouted at Anika in front of everyone, "You are clumsy and useless. You can't do anything right." Anika's eyes filled with tears. She felt so small and ashamed as the guests stared at her. Anika quietly cleaned up the broken pieces, her hands trembling. She did not say a word, but inside her heart was breaking. But she did not let her spirit break, telling herself to be strong. She remembered her dreams and knew she had to endure. This difficult life was not her end. She held on to a tiny spark of hope. She believed that one day things would change for her. Weeks turned into months, and Anika's life continued its hard routine. She worked tirelessly, enduring the unkindness, but never lost her quiet dignity. One afternoon, a visitor named Mr. Anika came to her aunt's house. He was an old friend of her aunt's late husband, a kind-looking man with gentle eyes. He noticed Anika working hard in the background and observed her diligence and the sadness in her eyes. He asked Anika a few questions when her aunt was not near, learning about her life and her wish to learn. Mr. Anika listened patiently and saw a bright spark in her. He believed in education and felt sorry for Anika, seeing her potential. He decided he wanted to help her and spoke to Anika's aunt the next day. He offered to pay for Anika's school fees, saying every child deserved a chance to learn. Anika's aunt reluctantly agreed, perhaps seeing a way to save money. When Anika heard the news, she could not believe it. Tears of joy streamed down her face as she thanked Mr. Anika with all her heart. He smiled and told her to study hard, saying education was the key to a better future. Anika felt a surge of hope, the brightest hope she had felt in a long time. She was going to school. Her dream was coming true. She thanked Mr. Anika with all her heart. He smiled and told her to study hard. Starting school was a new challenge for Anika. She was older than many of her classmates and had missed several years of learning. The lessons were difficult at first, and some children in her class made fun of her. They called her big girl or village girl, making it hard not to feel discouraged sometimes. But Anika was determined, remembering Mr. Amika's words and her own dreams. She wanted to make him proud and have a better life for herself. So she worked harder than anyone else, listening carefully in class and asking questions when she did not understand. She spent her evenings trying to catch up, her desire to learn like a fire inside her. Her chores at her aunt's house did not stop, and she still had to wake up early to clean and cook. Anika had to find time for her studies amidst her work, often studying late into the night by the dim light of a small lamp. Slowly, Anika started to improve, her grades getting better. Her teachers noticed her hard work and praised her determination. She began to understand the lessons and even started to enjoy learning. She made a few friends who were kind to her, and school became her happy place. It was a place where she could grow and where her dreams felt possible. Anika's determination and hard work paid off. She was always at the top of her class. Her teachers were very proud of her. Juggling her heavy workload at home and school was incredibly tough. Anika's days were very long, waking before sunrise to finish her morning chores and then rushing to school. After school, more chores awaited her, and her aunt and cousins still treated her poorly. They did not care about her studies, only the work she did for them. It was a constant struggle, but Anika learned to manage her time carefully. Every spare moment was used for studying, recalling her lessons while washing clothes and mentally solving math problems while cooking. Late at night, when the house was quiet, she would open her books and read and write until her eyes could no longer stay open. Her dedication was truly remarkable, and her hard work paid off. Anika excelled in her studies, always at the top of her class. Her teachers were very proud of her, and Mr. Imeka visited her sometimes, delighted with her progress. He encouraged her to keep aiming high, and Anika's success in school gave her confidence. It showed her that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. When she finished secondary school, Anika achieved outstanding results, her grades excellent. Because of her brilliant performance, she won a full scholarship for her university education. Anika was overjoyed, knowing this was her path to a truly independent future. Her aunt was surprised, and even her cousins seemed a little impressed. University was a new world for Anika, where she studied business administration. She was eager to learn, working hard and making many friends. The scholarship covered her fees, allowing her to focus on her education. She embraced this freedom with gratitude. After graduating with honors, Anika wanted to start her own business. She remembered the struggles of her village and wanted to help. She started a trading business, buying goods from the city and selling them in rural areas. It was difficult, but Anika was resilient. She worked day and night using lessons from university. She was honest and fair, and people trusted her. Her business grew, and she started a small factory. She created jobs for many, especially women. Anika became a respected business mogul. Years later, Anika looked out her office window, reflecting on her journey. From a hopeful village girl to a successful entrepreneur, she felt a deep sense of pride. She remembered Mr. Emeka's kindness and helped others achieve their dreams. Her heart was full of gratitude and hope for the future. Anika knew she had made a difference.